The Louisiana Ethics Board says former St. Bernard Parish President Guy McInnis awarded a company a parish contract while negotiating to work at that company. Good evening, I'm John Snell.
And I'm Meg Gatto. Andres Fuentes breaks down the accusations and the consequences McInnis could face.
Newly released documents from the Louisiana Board of Ethics accuses Guy McInnis of ethics violations during his second term in office as St. Bernard's Parish President. The board claims McInnis contracted Principal Engineering, Inc. of Covington to do work in the parish while in active negotiations to work at the company after his term ended.
Code of Governmental Ethics is all about preventing public officials from using their public office for private gain, and that is precisely what's implicated by these charges.
The board claims Principal Engineering emailed McInnis on March 14, 2023, to offer him a full-time job. The board alleges McInnis emailed back and said he would contact the company's owner, visited their office at least once, and even discussed increasing his proposed salary. 2 months later, on May 23rd, the Ethics Board says McInnis signed a contract with Principal Engineering to work on a new parish fire station. Then, in October, it says McInnis signed paperwork to work at the engineering firm after his term ended in January 2024. Loyola New Orleans law professor Dane Cialino says if McInnis is found in violation, he could pay hefty costs.
Fines typically could go up to $10,000. Restitution could be all of his financial gains as a result of these, if proven to be illegal contracts.
McInnis declined an interview with Fox 8 Wednesday, but said his lawyers are in settlement talks with the board before his charges are presented in a formal hearing. Cialino says that's common in cases like this.
I would be surprised if this would result in a contested hearing. I would expect a consent resolution.
And even though McInnis hasn't been in public office for the past 2 years now, Dillard University political analyst Dr. Robert Collins says that the Ethics Board still has jurisdictions over McInnis's actions during his time as a public servant.
Those allegations and those charges follow you when you leave office and become a private citizen because you did them while you were in office.
And while the Ethics Board only serves civil charges, Collins says anything it uncovers through its investigations could help with any possible criminal cases in the future.
They can turn that evidence over to the district attorney, and then the district attorney can make a decision whether or not to prosecute.
Now, the state's Ethics Board also accuses McInnis of double dipping a vehicle stipend, getting two $1,600 checks for December 2023. We did reach out to Principal Engineering for comment about the ethics charges, but we did not hear back.